Brittney Griner thought she could get away with it, but not this time. After her shocking racist outburst toward Caitlin Clark went viral, the WNBA just dropped the hammer. Suspension, fallout, instant karma. Watch the full breakdown.
Indiana Fever and Atlanta Dream played. Indiana Fever is where Caitlin Clark plays. Atlanta Dream is where Brittney Griner plays. Now you tell me what it looks like Brittney Griner is saying here.
For the ticky-tack fouls that we were talking about earlier today.
For a little bit of context, this was in the fourth quarter after Brittney Griner fouled out against Caitlin Clark and Indiana Fever would go on to win by 5. Now I'm going to tell you what I think she said. Let's play it back. Looks to me like she is saying trash and then calling Caitlin Clark a plebe white girl. Just a reminder, this is who Joe Biden traded for the Russian merchant of death. So many WNBA players hate Caitlin Clark so much when she is the best thing that could have happened to the league. And she's not the best thing that happened to the league because she's white.
You're not gonna believe what just happened. After weeks of silence, cover-ups, and controversy, justice has finally slammed down on Brittney Griner, and not gently. This isn't just accountability, it's karma in its rawest, most brutal form. Remember that disgusting, racist jab she took at Caitlin Clark? The one the WNBA tried to sweep under the rug like it never happened? Well, guess what? Karma doesn't forget. And now it's delivered a punishment so perfect, so savage, that it's got the entire basketball world stunned.
If you want to get people never to watch the WNBA, this is an amazing way to do it. If the league is going to be rooted in this sort of nastiness with regard to its only real star, good luck to them. Well, folks, the left has a real problem in the United States. They've spent the last several decades talking about how racism is an endemic problem in American life. And there's a problem with that problem, which is there's not enough.
The same WNBA that bent over backwards to shield Griner just turned around and dropped a decision so massive, it's sending shockwaves through the league. Her career, hanging by a thread. Her reputation, already in freefall. And you know what? She earned every ounce of what's coming. The real question now is, what's more satisfying? Watching Brittney Griner finally face consequences for her racist remarks, or seeing the WNBA finally stop playing favorites and grow a spine? Either way, the moment we've all been waiting for is here. After weeks of pretending that clip didn't exist, the league office just detonated a bombshell that proves no one, no matter how big, is above the rules anymore.
Brittney Griner was caught on tape during a game with the Indiana Fever, dropping racial slurs against Caitlin Clark. I mean, pretty obviously doing so.
Ticky-tack fouls that we were talking about earlier today.
And it doesn't take a lot of genius to lip read Brittney Griner, whose voice, by the way, is about as low as mine is, calling her trash and an effing white girl. Now, of course, if Caitlin Clark had ever suggested the same in reverse, using black as opposed to white in that sentence, that'd be the end of her WNBA career. But Brittney Griner is going strong. It's totally fine.
So how did we get here? What actually triggered this jaw-dropping fall from grace? Simple. A hot mic, a game-time meltdown, and one racist insult that was impossible to ignore. Griner was caught crystal clear on camera, walking off the court after fouling out against Caitlin Clark, mouthing the words, "Trash effing white girl." No filters. No spin. Just raw, unfiltered hate caught in 1080p for the entire world to witness.
I mean, I know there's always consequences to actions. You know, what I did, I already know that I was going to get, some time for that. And, I respect, I got 3 games. Okay. Not disputing that at all. Do I think that it should have been 3 across the board? Boom, everybody involved in it, 3-3-3? I think that would have been, honestly, fair. I would have been happy today with that. Not today. And it's not because of my suspension. I take ownership.
The evidence was crystal clear. Brittney Griner was caught on camera, mouthing a racist slur, "Trash effing white girl," and lip readers confirmed every word. It was blatant, it was ugly, and it was broadcast nationwide. But instead of taking action, the WNBA went radio silent. This is the same league that rushed to investigate imaginary racism from Indiana Fever fans. Yet when one of their own stars was openly racist on live TV, they turned a blind eye. They thought it would blow over. They hoped the outrage would fade. But karma had other plans. The silence is broken, and the shield around Griner just cracked wide open. You can only hide the truth for so long. Eventually, it forces its way into the spotlight. And now, Griner's moment of reckoning has arrived, and it's hitting harder than anyone expected.
Brittney Griner is playing a game, and this is what Brittney Griner calls. I was not going to comment on any of this stuff until this took place. Watch what she says. The entire internet has reacted to this. Here's Brittney Griner. They're playing against the Indiana Fever, and look what she's saying. Go ahead, Rob.
On the ticky-tack fouls that we were talking about earlier today.
Well, that pretty much sounds like trash effing white girl.
Brittney Griner's suspension just shook the WNBA to its core. And make no mistake, this wasn't just about one on-court moment. It was the final straw in a long line of entitled behavior the league could no longer ignore. From complaining about fans being too loud at games, to making racially charged remarks about Caitlin Clark on live television, Griner's actions have sparked outrage across the sports world. And now, the very league that once shielded her has dropped the hammer. Her contract is suspended. Endorsements are vanishing. And her reputation? In freefall. The irony couldn't be more glaring. This is the same player the U.S. fought to bring home in a controversial prisoner exchange. The same athlete handed global sympathy after her detention overseas. And yet, instead of humility, she responded with bitterness. And now, karma is knocking loud. The WNBA's decision comes at a pivotal moment. Caitlin Clark is driving massive growth in viewership, ticket sales, and sponsorships. New fans aren't going to tolerate veterans bringing the league down with toxic, racist behavior. The league finally realized the cost of protecting Griner was greater than the cost of holding her accountable. And that decision is reverberating through every corner of the basketball world. Griner's defenders are scrambling to spin this, calling the punishment unfair. But the video evidence is crystal clear, and so is public opinion. Clark's supporters have demanded action for weeks, and now, they're seeing real consequences. The WNBA has drawn a line, and it's a message to every player. No more special treatment. No more double standards. What makes this even more powerful is the timing. With TV deals and major sponsorship renewals on the table, the league couldn't afford to look weak. Money talks, and the math finally forced their hand. The mask of invincibility around Brittney Griner has cracked. And in its place, we're seeing something the WNBA desperately needed: accountability. This wasn't just a suspension, it was a message. The WNBA just changed the game by finally holding Brittney Griner accountable, and the ripple effects are already being felt across the league. Coaches, GMs, and front offices who once tolerated disruptive behavior from star players are now rethinking everything. The days of protecting toxic personalities for the sake of talent are ending, and Griner's fall is the catalyst. What this means for teams is clear. The league is done turning a blind eye. Front offices now realize that shielding problematic stars isn't just risky. It's a business liability. Sponsors have shown zero patience for racism, and the financial blowback from Griner's comments forced a reckoning. Corporate partners pressured the league to act, and now every coach and GM is asking themselves the same question. Is any player worth this kind of damage? This is all for today. Thanks for watching.